certain. Okay, well, I hope you guys are doing well this Wednesday. Once again, we are in the middle of the week together. Hopefully your week has not been as insane as mine has. Anyway, we're actually gonna start off on our backs today. So let's, if you're in an area where you can, go ahead and lay down on your back. And you can bend your knees just to give some relief to your spine in case your lower back doesn't like it too much. I'm trying to move my hair here. And let's close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Just trying to kind of move all the busy stuff aside. So once again, maybe as you exhale, kind of visualize that you're breathing in, and then as you breathe out, all of the craziness from the week is just moving aside. Or moving out of your brain. Now I've got my hands placed on my belly because it just helps me monitor my breath easier. You can try that if you want. So that way as you inhale, you're actually expanding your belly upwards and kind of pushing your rib cage out. You want to feel like those breaths come from a lower part of your abdomen. So try to keep those shoulders down. And as you inhale, the first thing that will expand is your belly. So you'll feel like it expands from your belly and then up to your chest. And then as you breathe out from your chest down to your lower lungs, so into your belly. Couple more breaths. Scratch my ear. Okay, we're going to take the hands, just place them off to the side if they aren't there already. And we're going to drop the knees to one side and then the other. And if you have a side that's a little bit tense or you want to hold one stretch position a little longer, just go ahead and keep those knees there. Couple more passes, still breathing nice and deep. Okay, we're gonna bring those knees back to the center. Inhale, hug them up to the chest. Just in case no one's hugged you today, you can hug yourself. Big breath in, we're gonna exhale, send the legs out and bring the hands up, but don't touch the mat. Just stretch out nice and long, nice and strong through your abdomen, and then we're gonna inhale and bring the knees in again. So hugging those knees in as we inhale. Take a couple of breaths. So big breath in. We're gonna exhale, send the arms out overhead, legs out underneath, don't touch the floor. And then once again, inhale, bring those knees in toward the chest. Awesome, so we're gonna leave the knees up, place the hands off to the side. So a little extra twisting stretch here. We're gonna take the knees and drop them over toward one side of the mat. So a little bit more of a back stretch as opposed to hip stretch like we did a second ago. And then inhale, draw those knees up. Exhale to drop them to the other side. Again, inhaling, drawing those knees through the center. Exhale the knees over to the side. And one more time, breathing in, Moving through the middle when you're ready, and then you'll exhale over. Ooh, that was my back. Awesome, we're gonna inhale, bring those knees up. Let's cross the legs slightly. If you can grab hold of your feet, go ahead. We're gonna rock forward and back just a little bit if you can. And then you're gonna rock yourself all the way up. Ka-ching. If you couldn't do that because of whatever reason, just go ahead and sit on up, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna move back, give ourselves some space. We're gonna be moving into a boat pose in a second here. So we're gonna move back first. Just open up through the chest, take a couple of breaths. Make sure that your chest and belly button are lifted. So try not to round your back like you have sad back. Instead, lift through the chest. Pushing strongly through those hands. Begin yawning. Okay, then we're gonna keep that lift through the chest. You can bend the elbows slightly, inhale. As you exhale, you can lift those legs up and then take a couple breaths here. So you're supposed to actually have your hands facing away from you in boat pose, but it's really uncomfortable. So I always turn my fingers forward. Now, if you feel comfortable with this, take the hands and just stretch them out in front of you. Still keeping the lift through the chest. So try not to start rounding. Keep your belly button lifted. One more breath in. Exhale, you can drop those legs down, just fold it over. We're gonna inhale, let's take the hands back again. So we're opening up through the chest, got our hands back behind us. So once again, boat pose is supposed to be like this, I think, but I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, so chest is lifting up toward the ceiling. So we're not rounding through the spine, we're pushing our belly button forward, lifting through the chest. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna shift it back. So keeping that lift. And then we're taking the hands and stretching them out in front if you can. If you can't do this, just keep your hands on the ground. So we're gonna try to take this one step further. So breathe in. As you exhale, take one leg and try to extend it. Don't fall backwards. And then lower down. Big breath in, exhale, other leg, lift it. Exhale down. We got one more. Big breath in. If you can, exhale, try to extend both legs. Oh, this is not easy. And then exhale, go ahead and lower those legs down. You can stretch your legs out long. Keep your back for a second, kind of open up through those hip flexors because those just got some mean work. And then we're gonna breathe in and exhale to fold forward. If you wanna bend your knees slightly like I am, you can. Or you can straighten your legs if you're, bendy like that. Very good. We're gonna inhale and bring it back. So we're gonna try another version of the side-to-side thing we did on our back a second ago. So we're gonna move our legs into a 90-90 shape. So we're gonna bring our front foot in and then curve that back leg around. So back leg is facing that way, front leg is in front of you going that way. And you don't have to sit up for this one because we're gonna be actually moving around a little bit. I'm gonna face this way so you can see. All right, so we're here. We've got 90 degrees here at our front knee, 90 degrees at our back knee. We're gonna keep our hands back behind us. So we have lots of space here between our chest and the top of our thighs. Try your best to keep your feet kind of attached to the floor. So like you're grounding your feet down. We're gonna make a transition here. So you're gonna pick up both knees and try to flip them the other way. And now you're in another 90-90. It's like magic. So same thing, keep those feet attached to the floor and then pick the knees up and flip them the other way. Okay, I'm having to adjust my hands. If you have to adjust your hands, it's fine. Again, keeping those feet grounded. We're gonna lift the knees up. Oops, and move them over to the side. Like touching the mouse with my foot here. And again, inhale through the middle and exhale, knees flop over. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stand up. You can bring your feet in, stand on up, however you wanna get there. Doesn't have to be pretty. And we're going to stand up on the mat. Well, obviously, I just said that. We're gonna have our feet a shoulder width wide. So no feet together. Go ahead and make sure your heels are as wide as your hips or your shoulders. And you can actually turn your toes out just a little bit. We're gonna stand up nice and tall for a second. So once again, lifting through the chest. And try not to like arch through your spine. Instead, tuck your hips slightly so that your back is nice and straight. So no arch back. Kind of squeeze your glutes a little bit so that your pelvis is nice and flat. Allow your arms to hang down to the sides. You can turn your palms forward if you want. Just take a few breaths. So in this position, you should feel like there's a lot of, not tension, but there's like some control through your back. So your back, upper back is nice and strong. You can feel your mid back engaging a little bit with your pinkies turned in. Your glutes are engaged a little bit, a lot of strength through the hips. All of this part of your body, all of your backside is what helps you with your posture, with controlling for obviously back pain, can help you with headaches. So just trying to engage all of that. And we're gonna take the hands and bring the palms together at the chest. So your chest should already be lifted, but in case it's not, use your hands as a guide. So palms are together. We're pushing strongly through both hands, but we're lifting slightly through the chest. So you shouldn't feel like your chest goes down this way. Instead, your chest should actually lift up into your hands. Hips are still tucked. So chest is lifted, hips are tucked a little bit, nice and strong. Keep those elbows kind of pointing down toward the ground. We're gonna take a big inhale. As you exhale, allow those knees to bend and sit your hips back. So feel like your knees stay over your ankles. Hold for a breath or two. And then come on up. I'm gonna just turn around so you can see here. I'm gonna repeat again. So heels are still underneath your hips. You're trying to keep your hips level, so no butts back as much as you can, just neutral in the hips. Lifting through your chest. Big breath in. Exhale, hips are going back. We're allowing the knees to kind of stay in position. And my chest is still lifted, but my body is facing, it's like leaned forward. That's okay. Trying to go a little lower this time. Take a couple of breaths. We're keeping our elbows inside where our knees are. Big breath in, exhale. We're gonna lift it on up. We're gonna try one more, facing in. So ready? Still lifting through the chest, nice and strong. Big breath in. Exhale, only go as low as you can handle or as low as your body wants you to go. If you start getting yucky feelings in the back or in the knees, then don't keep going. Couple breaths. Awesome, then we're gonna come all the way back up. Very good. You can lower those hands, turn the toes forward, maybe bring the feet in a little bit if you need to. We're gonna soften through the knees and send the hands down toward the toes. Turn sideways. Nice and relaxed through the back. Let's bring the hands in, pull them up the legs. We're gonna flatten out through the spine. So back should be super flat here. Once again, same feeling as before, you're lifting through the chest. That's the idea, is you're feeling like you're opening up through the chest so that your back stays nice and flat. Big breath in, exhale, place those hands down. Then we're gonna walk the hands out and walk the feet back. You can go ahead and drop the knees down toward the mat. We're gonna wiggle out for a second. So we can wiggle side to side. Okay, now we're gonna take the palms, place them, well, put your hands on your mat, underneath your shoulders. Spread out your fingers on your mat, and we're gonna try to pull the shoulders down from the ears just a little bit. Allow both feet to lay flat on the mat. Now remember, we're not trying to keep the back arch. We're getting a little bit of a tuck through your tailbone. So like your tailbone's being pulled away from you just a little bit so that your lower abs are nice and strong. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna kick a leg back. And we're still trying to keep that height from the floor. Holding for a couple of breaths, nice and strong through your lower abs. Try not to tip over. Same thing as Monday. And we're gonna lower that knee down. If you need a second to wiggle out, you can. We're gonna repeat on the other side. So pull those shoulders down from your ears. Big breath in. Exhale and kick the leg back. Not allowing that hip to drop. I ate really fast a minute ago, and now I'm getting stomach cramps. That's never happened. Angry. Inhale and place that leg down. So we're gonna take it a step further this time. If you need to wiggle out the hands, you can. So once again, shoulders down, little tuck of the hips, big breath in. We're gonna exhale, send the leg back. But from here, we're going to keep the knee lifted, but bend your knee. And then allow that leg to circle off toward the side as if you're gonna bring it towards your armpit and then under your body. We're trying our best to keep our back flat. So our knees are close together again. We're gonna bring that heel up. We're gonna try it one more time. Allowing that leg to rotate up toward the shoulder, in toward the midline of the body, past your other knee, all the way up toward the ceiling again. I know this is super pleasant. And then place your knee down on the mat again. We're gonna repeat on the other side. So keeping those hands on the mat. Big breath in, exhale, send the other leg back nice and straight. Keep your knee the same height it is right now from the mat. We're gonna bend the knee, and then that leg goes off to the side. So we're trying to bring it all the way up and around toward your shoulder armpit thing, in toward the midline of your body, past the knee that's on the floor. And then once again, up toward the ceiling, around, hip cramping, toward your shoulder, in toward the middle of your body, past your other knee, and up toward the ceiling. Awesome. You can go ahead and lower that knee down. We're gonna send the knees out wide, bring the big toes together, and extend the child's pose. Give your wrist a rest. Wrist a rest. Remember, you can settle on your forearms if you need to. So if you can't rest back like this because hips or knees don't want you to, God, then you can stay forward on your forearms if you have to. Just a couple more breaths, relaxing through the shoulders. All right, so we are going to bring it on forward. Put the hands underneath the shoulders again. We're gonna go into downward dog. So pull your knees in, curl your toes under, big breath in. And as you exhale, send the hips up and back. Relax through the calves. Two more breaths. And we're gonna walk the hands forward, walk the feet back so we can stand up. One more again. Okay, all the way up. Awesome, we're gonna take the hands, bring them behind the back, open up through the chest, lift the chin. Okay, then we're gonna take those arms, release them. We're gonna try to cross the hands if you can. So grabbing just like this, or you can just grab hold of your other arm if you need to. Send those arms out in front and little C curve through the spine. So shoulder blades are gonna move away from your spine. Really awkward, like lean over pose. Again, we're gonna inhale, bring the hands behind the back, open up through the chest. Pull those shoulders back. Breath in, Clasping those hands in front, exhale, round through the spine. Okay, body's gonna come up nice and tall, relax those hands down. Let's move forward on the mat. We're gonna take one leg and step it back 2 steps or just 2 shoulder lengths long. I would like for you to keep a shoulder width of stance between your feet so that you don't fall over because I'm not there to pick you up. So please, this much space between your feet. All right, so we're gonna start by tucking our hips under. Body's up nice and straight still. We're gonna move the weight forward. So once again, knee is staying over the heel. Try not to go way out like this. Knee is staying over your heel. We're gonna take the same arm as your front leg. So this is my right leg. Right hand on the inside. Soft spot here on the side of my torso. I keep burping, sorry. We're gonna inhale, hand comes up and over, and big stretch. It's like unpolitically correct yoga class or something. Two more breaths. Make sure you're keeping your chest lifted up and reaching that arm back slightly. Okay, then we're gonna take the other hand, reach it up, straighten out through that front leg a little bit. Hands down, JK. Hips are gonna go back. Nice flat back as we stretch here. So don't collapse all the way down. Keep that lift through the chest still. So if you're not feeling a stretch here, you can sink lower. But if you can keep your back flat, it actually allows your hips to move back and that stretches out your hamstrings more. And if you want to stay here longer, go ahead. We're going to inhale and come on up. And step it forward. And repeat on the other side. So other leg is going to go back 2 steps. Once again, at least shoulder width between your feet. Chest is up tall. Go ahead and tuck the hips under and start to move them forward. We're going to take that front side arm, place it on the side of the torso. Other hand is going to come up and over. And we're keeping that backward feeling in the arms, in the arm, this arm, the one that's up high. Feel like you're pulling it back. Couple breaths. Okay, so we're gonna inhale, bring the other arm up. Ta-da, superstar. And then hands come down onto the hips. Straighten up the front leg a little bit and then tip through the hips. Once again, chest is lifted, so try not to collapse down. There's nothing wrong with this necessarily, but if your chest is up, then you actually get a better hamstring stretch. If you start to collapse down, then you're getting more into the spine, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just different. Couple more breaths. Awesome, we're gonna inhale, come on up. Okay, so for the last one, if you have a wall or something sturdy, go and get near that real quick. If you're not near a wall or anything, you can either skip this part or use a person. Take one hand and place it against the wall. So palm of your hand against the wall or against whatever it is you're using. Get your shoulder as close to that thing as you can. So now we're turned away from that arm. That way you're getting a stretch through the chest. If you're using a person, you can just put your hand against their side and turn away from them. So remember, if your arm is straight out to the side, you're not doing anything. It's got to actually pull in toward the midline of your back. One more breath in. And then we're going to repeat on the other side. So take that hand, extend it out if you can. You've got the space. Grab hold. Get your shoulder close to the wall and then turn away from that hand. Two more breaths. Awesome. All right, you can relax that there. We're gonna go ahead on down to the mat. You can go ahead and lay on your back or your belly, whatever works for you. We're already at our last couple of minutes here. So I would encourage you, stay through this time. Give yourself a second to relax, especially if you've had a hectic week. Go ahead and close your eyes in whatever position is comfortable for you, and just breathe for these last few minutes. Let's take one more minute here. As you decide you're finished for today, remember you can stretch out or just sit yourself up when you're done. Alrighty, folks, thank you for tuning in today, tuning in today, whatever. Thank you for watching and trying to do yoga stuff. We'll be here again on Monday. I'm not sure when we're going to open again. We're still waiting to hear from the government. But anyhow, we'll still be here. So y'all have a great week. And if you have any suggestions or requests, make sure to send me a message. And yeah, bye.